Hi everyone, welcome to my video. I have gotten quite a few emails the last couple days about girls wanting to do a bikini competition, and a lot of them are kind of the same question, so I just decided to make this awesome video about some of the questions people have asked me, just because it's easier, and for anyone who hasn't reached out to me who has ever thought about doing a bikini competition. Hopefully this can benefit you as well. Keep in mind I've never made a video before, so sorry if it's not that amazing, but hopefully it gives you some good information. Okay. Alright, so some of the questions I have gotten. So the very first question that I usually get is, are bikini competitions expensive? And yeah, they kind of are. I think my very first show, when I was buying everything for it, I spent well over $500. I mean, keep in mind that you're buying your bikini, which you can't just go to Walmart and buy a bikini. I mean, it does have to be a certain cut, and competition bikinis have a lot more bling than a Walmart bikini would have. And like I said, the cut, especially on the butt and everything, is a little different. So keep in mind you have to buy a bikini, which I think the cheapest bikini I had found was a little over $100. My very first bikini, for my very first show I did about a year ago, was about $150, I think. And I mean, it was pretty plain. It was just shimmery purple bikini with some diamond connectors on top and bottom. And then my bikini for my last couple of shows was just pretty expensive, but it's pretty, so whatever. And then you get your tan. So people get spray tans, which spray tans can range anywhere from $60 to $100. The last couple of shows I've done, it's called Dream Tan. It's almost like a lotion, you rub it on you. I think I'm gonna switch my next show, but I mean, that one was $15, so yeah, that you can find stuff a little cheaper. And then you get your high heels. I think the cheapest pair of heels I found was around $50. And then you have your jewelry and your food for all the weeks. So, I mean, it definitely adds up. But if you're buying stuff a little at a time, for me, I just bought everything at one time, and it was whoa, okay, there goes my paycheck. But if you buy everything one at a time, your shoes and then your jewelry, and then I would suggest getting your swimsuit very last, so that way you can have it fit to how your body looks closer to your competition. But buying everything separately and a little at a time, I don't feel is as overwhelming, and doesn't feel as much. Maybe I didn't do it that way, so I wouldn't know, but it sounds like it. So yeah, it is kind of expensive, and then you get your card. So whatever show you decide to do, you buy a card for it. And I think it's good for a year after you buy it. And then you also have to pay to be in the class that you're competing in. So on top of the card that you're buying, you have to pay every time you compete. I think classes are anywhere from $75 and up probably. So yeah, you pay to be in your specific class that you're in. But yeah, if you buy everything separately, it seems it wouldn't be as bad. But you do want to figure that you're probably going to spend well over a couple $100. So, which brings me to my second point of girls asking if bikini competitions are worth it. And I really think they are, just because it really pushes you past your limits, especially with workouts and eating. So, I mean, usually people I do a 12-week prep, and I mean, if I'm yeah, I don't want to go work out today, I think, okay, I have 12 weeks until my show. Sitting here on the couch isn't going to help me. So it makes me kick my butt into gear and get my cardio in and get my workouts in. And also it makes me disciplined with my eating, because, I mean, eating the big box of pizza Grandpa brought over isn't going to get you to your goals, you know what I mean? So yeah, it does help you. It helps me stay a lot more disciplined on and off season. Usually, some people say they just want to do one competition. I feel with how much money you're gonna invest into it, I feel it's just worth it to do more than one. Because I mean, you pretty much have everything that you need. But yeah, I know that was kind of off topic, but yeah, I feel like if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it more than once, since yeah, you pretty much are gonna have everything. But I totally think that, I mean, yeah, it is worth it. Like I said, like you stay more disciplined, and so for like your on and off season, saying like why I encourage that you do it more than once is because like it's really cool because like on season, obviously that's like when you're getting ready for your show. Off season's like obviously when you're not getting ready for a show, but it makes you disciplined like all year round pretty much, because even off season when I'm not getting ready for a show, it encourages me to like go like, hard in the gym and do, like awesome with my eating, because I know on my off season I'm going to be putting on a lot more muscle and be able to improve the look that I'm going to bring to stage next time and just constantly improve. So yeah, like it makes me disciplined, like I feel like every single day, because like even if I'm going to do a show like in a year, like I know the hard work I'm putting in now is going to pay off later on when I'm on stage, and like with how much muscle and how much leaner I look and everything like that. So it does make me more disciplined throughout the whole entire year. Another question I've gotten is if it hurts your self-esteem. I'm not like sure like what was meant by that question, but I'm interpreting it like afterwards maybe. I don't think it hurts your self-esteem. I mean, you're just getting leaner and looking more muscular and stuff like that. So I mean, it doesn't hurt your self-esteem obviously like during. But I can see where it can hurt you after your show, because like you just have to realize that you are going to put on weight. Like it's just something that you have to cope with competing. Obviously it's going to be hopefully healthy weight if you have a plan for after your competition. But I mean, the way you look on stage is like just not a maintainable look. Like people are like, oh, I want to look like that, like comment on a picture of me on stage, and it's like, oh, like that's cool, do bikini competition, because if you looked like that all the time, like I would think you were sick. Not saying that I look sick on stage, but it's just like too skinny and just not maintainable for a person to be like that all year round. It's yeah, just not maintainable. But one thing about self-esteem is that like you really do need to have good self-esteem in yourself before you even do a competition, because if you don't have good self-esteem before a competition, you're just not going to have it during. That was my experience with my very first show. I did it over a year ago, like a year and a half ago. I just didn't have very good self-esteem because I just lost like a good amount of weight, and yeah, I just didn't have good self-esteem, and the whole prep I just wasn't happy with how I looked, and I mean every single, like I just wasn't happy, and then I'd binge eat, and then I'd feel guilty, go do cardio for hours, which isn't healthy at all, and then my bad eating habits just followed me afterwards. So if I told you I competed after my show, you would probably think I was lying. But my last two shows have been like so much easier for me because I was really confident in how I looked before my shows, and it's just like if you feel confident and like how you look and like yourself before you do a show, when your body fat's higher and you're not looking as lean, obviously, then I feel like obviously you're gonna like yourself when you're leaner and have less body fat. So no, I don't think it messes with your self-esteem at all. You just don't want to get into comparing yourself to other people, because everyone's bodies look different and all that jazz. Because I mean, my first competition I was like that, but my last two have been awesome. Especially like my diet and working out. Like I just feel like it's like everyday life pretty much now. Like I don't really feel like even when I'm prepping that I really am prepping, if that makes sense. So yeah, you just want to have good self-esteem before you even do a show. But yeah. Another question is, do you need a personal trainer? I don't feel like you need a personal trainer. I mean, I know my husband's a personal trainer, but I never had like one-on-one like workout sessions with him. Like we just work out together, or I'll just work out by myself sometimes. But I don't feel like a personal trainer is necessary to do a show. I mean, it may be beneficial, I'm not sure. But that's just my opinion. I don't feel like you need to have a personal trainer. I know that wasn't like a huge response, but whatever. And then finally, one thing that really inspired me to do a show is a couple years ago when I went to my husband's very first show when we were dating. I saw the girls and just how confident they looked and how amazing they looked and how much muscle they had. And that's what really inspired me to do a show, just because I was like, I want to be that confident. I want to look that good. And I want to be healthy and all that jazz. So I feel like going to a show really encouraged me to do a show. So I feel like anyone who is thinking of doing a show, I would really encourage to go watch a show, and really keep in mind like the hard work that the girls have put into their physique and their walk and everything like that. But yeah, like going to a show I think was awesome, and it inspired me a lot. And even like talking to people with experience, like obviously like I'm not a professional whatsoever. I've only done 3 shows. I'm only 20. I'm not, I don't know. I don't have a ton of experience, but from the experience that I have had, this is just like my suggestions and opinions on things. But yeah, just having like a healthy relationship to yourself and to food and being confident in yourself before you do a show, I think is a huge thing. And just realizing that you're going to spend a good amount of money, but I mean, they're so worth it. Like anyone who's like talked to me like knows, like anytime they're like, I want to do a show, I'm like, oh, you should totally do a show. Just do it. I'm like a peer pressure into doing shows. But like they really are so much fun, and I mean, I feel like I've grown a ton, and like personally, physically, everything like that from shows. And I really do encourage anyone who's ever wanted to do a show to just do it. They are amazing. Like you build so much friendships from it, and you go out of your comfort zone, and really go past limits to like limits that people usually set on themselves. And I mean, really, I feel like anyone can do a show if their heart and mind is into it. And yeah, I think that's about it for the questions. I will still email the people back that wrote me. I just thought a video would be more beneficial and get more people this way. And again, if I didn't answer questions, yeah, just let me know if there's any more questions. And if there's a lot more, I'll make another amazing video because I know this one was just awesome. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, let me know. And yeah, hope this is beneficial to anyone who watched it.